What's up, guys? It's Thomas, live at your face. A lot of you know I just finished a 72-hour fast. Yes, we made it. For those of you that saw my post last night at hour 62, we officially made it to 72. And now it's 73 in 7 minutes, actually. So I know a lot of you have been reaching out, talking about, okay, I'm interested in trying, what to expect, what to do. What I've learned in my experience, I wanted to share with you, and then also tell you a little bit about my experience also. First off, consult your doctor. I'm not a physician, okay? I'm not a doctor. I'm not entitled to give you medical advice. I'm just gonna share with my experience and how it was and worked for me. The first day, the day, Sunday, 10, I had a relatively high protein meal. I think I had 120 grams of protein in the morning up until 10 o'clock, which is pretty crazy, to say the least. But on average, every day I've been averaging about 220 grams of protein anyways. So for me, it was pretty easy to get to that mark in like 1,500 calories or something like that, which is also impressive. Good job. That day went on pretty good. I worked that night, I believe, and that was my first trigger, because it's easy to be kind of surrounded by food and smell it. And I bartend in a restaurant, and so you're smelling the food, and generally you get a break or two, and you can snack on something really quick, and I obviously do that all the time, because I need to eat food. I'm big. So that was my first obstacle. And your body will start generating saliva, because it's like, dude, we're hungry. The enzymes in my body are used to eating, so it's like, yo, feed me. And I'm around food, and I'm like salivating like a dog does when he looks at squirrels or peanut butter or something like that. And so I could taste it. So that was phase one. And so when I got home and then getting to bed that night, a little bit difficult. Okay, day two, struggle bus. I was a struggle bus. Day two was Monday. I worked during the day. I still got up early with my wife. We did a walk. We went walking at an incline. I did for 30 minutes, and then a light pump, which felt great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, water, I was coffee, I was dialed in for that. But post-workout, hey, it's a habit. Post-workout, I'm getting some food. Okay, so there's day number two. Second time I start like, fuck, I don't have what I want. Okay, this is a little bit difficult. Then day I went to go to work again. I was struggling. So at this point in time, I think I'm 24 hours deep, and I feel sluggish, a little bit sensitive. I wasn't necessarily mad or upset at anything, but I was definitely a little on edge, like almost in hunt mode. Like, I gotta get something to talk to me. This is what I'm doing, while still being cool. Wednesday after work, I felt really good. Hey, going home, I remember listening to some really good music. I was really present, really happy that I had faced these triggers, faced these temptations, grounded with my vision in mind, understanding why I am doing this, to reach autophagy, and a little bit of a spiritual aspect as well, which is really cool. And the next challenge was dinner that night, right? So but luckily we had some leftovers. I didn't have to cook dinner. I would have. I offered to cook dinner for my family. Didn't. They had some leftovers, and so while they ate, I took a shower to take myself out of the environment, because it's like, yo, I have dinner with them, obviously, all the time. And so that was tricky, okay? That was tricky. Okay, we're starting to get to 24 to 36 hours. We're really starting to reap the benefits of what fasting does. And just to highlight, fasting, right? So all of our cellular activity isn't working so hard to break down food, so they have an opportunity to heal and digest and work on other aspects of our body. And then at autophagy, at about 48 hours, is when you regenerate all these new cells. It recycles the old cells. It turns it into proteins and amino acids that help her with building blocks. And I guess HGH, human growth hormone, is at its peak. So it's really like you're resetting something, and everything is like becoming synergistic, and you're all of a sudden feeling more connected to things because your body's not working so hard to digest the shit that's in you. And yeah, you're cleansing everything. So, okay, that night, I remember laying down, and you know that state when you like start to go to sleep and you like start dreaming about something a little bit, and sometimes you wake up and you're like, sometimes you don't even remember what you were dreaming about. Other times you're like, why was I just doing that, talking to this weird person that was upside down, and they were falling, and then I fell with them, and then I shook myself up. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I was doing that also, but it was humorous. Something was so funny that I started laughing out loud. And then my wife's like, what's going on? And I was like, I couldn't even explain to you why I'm laughing so hard right now, but the shit was funny as hell. And it happened twice, and I don't know what was going on, but I wasn't craving food necessarily because I knew I couldn't have it. I was like set in stone, and I was a rocket. But something was hilarious, and I've never felt that sensation before, so I noticed that. So the next day, Tuesday, what did I do? Tuesday night, I worked. Tuesday, I woke up on point. Okay, I didn't wake up with my wife early in the morning, but when I did, okay, 7:30, woke up the boy, up, okay, laundry changed, set up my workstation, right, got my real estate thing going. I had a couple meetings that day. I had work at 3, clean the house, in my real estate, in setting up a fire inspection that I have with all my tenants and all my properties that I own. The things were getting done, so I was dialed in. At this point, now I'm not hungry anymore. Now I'm like, really, I'm dialed in. I felt light. I felt happy. I felt like in tune, like with myself, with what was going on. I felt in control. You know, I didn't feel anxious. I didn't feel any depression. Didn't feel any anxiety. It was a really, awesome experience. Throughout the whole day, right, until about 6 o'clock when I was bartending. So I worked again, and I bartended, and the food's coming out, and I'm busy, and people were asking me a bunch of questions. So the first half of the day, more than half of the day, sharp, dialed in, man, nailed, rocket to the moon. Second half of the day, it was starting to get weird, man. And so I was floating. I'm just so present, and I don't care, and I'm not reacting to things that were happening, but I do notice that I was a little, like, almost starting to get a buzz of where you could feel a little loose, but you're still sharp, but you're like, you don't give a fuck. Really don't give a fuck. And then it was on the drive home. I finally got out of there, got an opportunity to sit down a little bit. I got opportunity to get in my car, and the drive home, I could not feel like physical sensations. I could not feel, it was all numb, dull. I feel a little bit better now. But I felt like I would be the same as this steering wheel. I would be the same as I looked at that tree. Like, I am one with its energy. And I don't know what the scientific explanation of that is, because all my cells are now not digesting anything. It's like literally in every aspect of my body, my brain, everything has been reborn. Everything has been regenerated. It thinks I'm in a state of death or danger. So it's regenerating all of these things to protect you. And I don't know if that gave me a weird feeling of a superpower or connection to what's happening. I don't know the scientific explanation, but I know there's a word for it, and if you know, you gotta let me know, and I'm gonna explore it myself. So, but what I did feel, even though I couldn't feel physical sensations yet, feeling connected to everything around me, music was like tickling my soul. It was like, you could feel the vibration of the bass, of the music. You could feel like what the artist, the depth of what he was trying to you could just feel, what am I trying to say, his passion. You could feel his energy, right? The music was beautiful. So if you're at a state of autophagy, or a state and you're in ketosis, or whatever the fucking deal is, you're basically, your cells aren't in your stomach digesting shit, and it's everywhere else, listen to music, man. I'll tap you in, bro. So yeah, now sleeping last night was also difficult this morning. Now when I woke up, drank water, again, it was slow start, back to dialed in again. So I set my day up, got things organized a little bit, got my real estate all set up for my classes. that I'm almost done with. And then, yeah, already did some chores, went to the bank, made a deposit, came out here now to break my fast. So now I'm at Zen Asia, okay? And it's important not to break your fast with like a huge meal. Huge glycemic, huge carb levels, fat levels. Protein's good. You're gonna get a huge insulin spike. It's gonna affect you negatively. So right now, when you're in a fasted state, your stomach is very, very, very sensitive, and it's ready to absorb what you give it, right? And you got to make sure it absorbs the right pieces. And you start small. So bone broth, steamed vegetables, really easy things to digest, and a lean protein is really my go-to. That's why I'm getting pho. Okay, simple, clean, not high carbs. Okay, not high fats. This is just really nutritious food. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even craving cookies. I'm not craving fucking pancakes, protein pancakes. I'm not craving a huge plate of sausage and eggs. I'm not craving a cheeseburger. Really, my body is just, for one, I mean, I could do this another day. Okay, for one, I could do this another day or two. But for two, it really just wants nutritious. Something really light, and I know my body is just going to, and I'm going to feel it right away. I'm going to be, yeah. What I'm going to do then is let that digest. I'm going to go fucking train legs. Okay, leg day, bitch. And then I'll get some more water, have a protein shake after that, and then prepare myself for a steak dinner, right? I'm going to have steak tonight, and then I'm going to have some rice and some sweet potato. That's what we're doing for dinner. But I'm excited for this as hell. But my experience overall, 10 out of 10. I don't know if this can be 10 out of 10, but 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's tough. You're going to hit some mental roadblocks, and you're not going to want to continue. And remember why you're doing it. What are the benefits? Okay, spiritually, physically, I think there's a couple benefits that we can explore here that'll maybe be in another video. And then the straight up fact of doing what you say you're going to do and building that relationship and trust within yourself is super important also. And what that does is just it carries along with you and confidence through the roof. I promise you know what I'm talking about. So 10 out of 10, give it a shot. Let me know how you like it. I'm going to work on editing this video today. Later, I'm going to go eat some pho because I'm fucking hungry. And I made it. I'm 72 and a half hours deep, baby. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. I hope y'all have a blessed day. It's your boy TSPG out.